Because usually we say 5 o'clock somewhere, you're meaning like PM time.
Oh, that's not what I meant. I was saying 5 a.m. Gosh.
That sounds good to me.
Yep.
All right, weather-wise for today, we've got a cool front on the way, my friends. Yeah, cool front day doesn't stick around because we've got a big warm-up headed our way later on this week. We've got some 90s in the forecast, some rain in the forecast. I'll break it all down for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Elita.
I love that, a local getting the big bucks. All right, weather-wise for today, we've got a little bit of a cool down this morning. It's going to be a bigger drop in the humidity versus the cool down, but you can see where the cooler air is this morning. That cool front is going to continue to slide down the coastline later on this morning, just as the sun starts to come up. We're at 64 degrees right now in Houston versus Abilene this morning into the 50s. We'll get a little bit of that cooler air get tugged into our area overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, but those 50s won't be widespread, unfortunately. That breeze now is out of the north. It is light this morning. The winds are nice and calm as well down along the island where those temperatures have dropped a couple degrees from where we checked in at 4 a.m. when we started the newscast. There's been a little bit of fog this morning, but nothing too widespread. It's patches here and there around Wharton and Fort Bend County, so basically south and west of Houston. So be aware that may slow you down a little bit, some rapid reduction in the visibility. Otherwise, look for a mostly dry sky. There will be a slight chance you might encounter a sprinkle or two, but that chance for rain along that frontal boundary will be less than 20%. That front slows down along the coastline. There will be some clouds rolling through the area during the afternoon, creating maybe a partly cloudy, mostly sunny conditions. Otherwise, overnight tonight, that front washes out, and we will start to see those clouds thin out by Wednesday afternoon. Better chance of getting a peek of that sun. 61 degrees right now in Brenham, 63 in Navasota. Doesn't feel too bad out there with afternoon highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. If you've got some outdoor plans today, it should be delightful. Even though temperature readings will be in the 80s today, it is going to be a dry heat with those northeasterly winds. The lower humidity overnight tonight into tomorrow and a little bit of that cooler air does suggest that many areas, especially north and east of Houston, could fall somewhere in the low to mid 50s. Right now, we've got Houston's low tomorrow at 60 degrees, 59 in Sealy, 62 in Sugar Land. Now, we don't have any rain in the forecast for Wednesday or Thursday. Friday, that chance of rain does go up just a touch as the winds will be coming in from the Gulf. And we've got a better chance coming in on Sunday, but even then, that chance for rain's only at 30%. There is the southern fringe of this system that's coming in over the weekend that may trigger an isolated thunderstorm, maybe even an isolated severe thunderstorm. And right now the ingredients look a little bit more favorable the further north you go. So this is what we'll be tracking. That this system is still over the Pacific, but give it time, and over the weekend it should be somewhere over the southern plains. Parts of Texas could see some heavy rain, some strong to severe thunderstorms, as I showed you that highlighted area. And then for us right now, it doesn't look too promising for widespread showers, but some hit and miss type rain showers. They'll be widely scattered. Right now, I've only got a 20% chance of rain during the morning hours on Easter Sunday. So for those of you that are heading out early for Easter morning worship, it doesn't look too bad. It's going to be warm. It's going to be humid with temperature readings in the mid 70s. And then you can see by noontime, maybe having brunch with some family and friends, temperature readings will be in the low 80s. And yeah, unfortunately, those rain chances do start to go up later in the afternoon and even into the evening hours at 30%. It's not a washout, but look at those temperatures. Temperature readings, guys, in the upper 80s. So make sure you don't have all those layers on the little ones. I know you want all those layers, the vests and the bow ties and all those different things, but I'll tell you what, they're going to be sweating it out with those temperature readings in the upper 80s. And then you can see that the pattern next week doesn't change all that much. We've got some daily rain showers and highs somewhere into the upper 80s. All right, time now 5:23. You're watching ABC 13. Sam and Brandon will be back on the other side of the break. Where's the ding ding? All right, my kids have bikes like that. All right, weather-wise for today, we do have a cool front that's on, but it won't be a complete washout for Easter Sunday. I've got the latest details on the timing of some of that rain and thunderstorms coming up in my full forecast.
Taco Tuesday, I'm Brandon Hamilton. You know Tuesday tacos?
Ooh, breakfast tacos sounds so good right now. Why'd you do that?
I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
We hungry.
Oh,
or hangry.
On Samika night, I could use a breakfast taco. Meteorologist Elita Loresca is the one who buys the breakfast tacos for everyone.
Sometimes.
I'll put in if you do today.
I'm have to fast today.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Bad day to fast. But anyways, tomorrow. How about tomorrow? It won't be Taco Tuesday. It'll be Taco Wednesday. All right, moving on to the weather. All right, we've got a weak front that'll be moving through the area within the next couple of hours or so. Ahead of the front, temperature readings are starting off mainly in the 60s. You've got Conroe at 64, Houston at 66, College Station in the upper 60s. Slight cool down on tap once the front moves through. Bigger drop in that humidity. It should feel nice on Wednesday as those temperature readings drop off somewhere in the low 60s in Houston, still in the low 80s. A bigger warm up on the way for Thursday and Friday. Still no rain in the forecast to close out the week, but by the weekend, we're talking the potential for some showers and thunderstorms. I'll have those details for you coming up on the other side of the break. Don't go away.
Could be. Meteorologist Elita Loresca here.
Thank you for stretching.
Easter weekend, you know.
Yes, almost the weekend.
Rain, it's kind of in the forecast, huh?
A little bit of rain in the forecast. It is going to be very warm, very and over the weekend. It doesn't look like it's going to give us much of a humidity break, but it will bring us a slight chance for some wet weather. This morning, you can see the drop in temperature readings behind the front. That front now is making its way towards southeast Texas. The temperature readings behind the front have dipped into the 50s, mid to upper 50s right now in Abilene, upper 40s in Amarillo. We get a little piece of that cooler, drier air overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. So perhaps by tomorrow morning, instead of the mid 60s, we may be somewhere into the lower 50s. There'll be a few spots tomorrow morning, even waking up into the 50s. 69 degrees right now in Galveston. The winds are calm. You'll notice that the winds won't be too strong for today. We've got a little bit of fog this morning out ahead of the front, but that fog will dissipate as that front continues to slide southward by the afternoon. We'll get some sunshine in here, peeking through some of those clouds. Otherwise, we're calling it partly cloudy for now, and then overnight tonight, as that frontal boundaries eventually pushes off the coastline, we'll start to see some clearing, and by tomorrow afternoon, we've got mostly sunny conditions. Here's a look at temperature readings currently where you are. Sealy, you're at 62 degrees. Sugar Land now at 60, 63 in Pearland, and by this afternoon, instead of the upper 80s like we've been the past few days, I think we'll only warm into the low 80s, and it's going to be a dry heat as that wind will be out of the northeast. The winds will slowly start to begin to shift over the next couple of days coming in from the Gulf. So that's going to really limit how low those temperatures go. Thankfully, Wednesday morning, we'll be waking up to some refreshingly cool air. Nice drop in humidity, as I mentioned. And with that drop in humidity, that buys us a couple of mostly dry days. By Friday, that onshore breeze slowly starts to tug that moisture back in, and we've reintroduced a slight chance for some wet weather. Saturday, it's only at about 20%. And you'll notice by Sunday, it is only a 30% chance for rain, but there's a small chance for a big thunderstorm here across the Lone Star State. There's about a 15% chance the further north and northeast you go across states like Oklahoma, Arkansas, up toward Missouri, even Kansas, portions of Tennessee, where they could be dealing with some strong to severe thunderstorms. Our far northern counties could get clipped by one of those thunderstorms. Here's the storm system that is going to help fire up some of those heavy rains and storms that I just mentioned, that severe weather threat going up basically north of Austin up toward the Dallas-Fort Worth area, maybe even Texarkana and points north and east. So by the afternoon hours, there may be a few widely scattered showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. This is how I've broken down, based on the latest computer models, how I've broken down that hour-by-hour forecast for Easter Sunday. So for those of you that will be headed to early morning worship, even earlier than 9 o'clock in the morning, can't promise you a dry sky, a completely dry sky, but there's about a 20% chance you might encounter a rain shower. And that 20% chance should take us in through most of the morning. During the afternoon is when we may see some additional widely scattered showers, couple of thunderstorms, and you can see that temperature readings by Easter Sunday. Nothing cool about it. It's going to be in the upper 80s, so that's a few degrees above normal. Monday, we're going to hang on to that chance for rain and thunderstorms, and setting up to be what could be a very wet and active weather pattern next week. Right now, we're not seeing any signs of severe thunderstorms, but that's something, of course, that we're going to have to monitor as we go into the new work week. And temperature readings overnight will only drop into the 70s. So those mornings are going to be very warm, very sticky, along with those afternoon highs pushing close to 90 degrees, guys.
Thank you.